What's going on, YouTube? I wanted to do a challenge video today to some of my fellow YouTubers, basically just asking the question, what is something in your collection that you've gotten over the years that you would not sell? The one thing that no matter what would go on, bills piled up, couldn't afford to eat, whatever. What was the one thing, well, I shouldn't say that, couldn't afford to eat, but what would be the one thing out of, if you had to get rid of everything but you could only keep one thing? What is the one thing? And I wanted to challenge a couple of these channels. Like I said, guys, I know some of these channels probably going to be too busy for this, but if you guys could do that, that would be awesome. But couple here we go. So I'd like to challenge Omega Gaming Ace, Big Family Gaming, Mort's Garage, Pixel Game Squad, and Game Chasers. So I know a lot of these guys are pretty busy with everything going on. I know with podcasts, life, school, everything, kids. But if you guys do happen to do this, please just make this challenge to 5 other people and let's see if we can keep this rolling. And it's just a fun little thing to do. So, like I said, Omega Gaming Ace, Big Family Gaming, Mort's Garage, Pixel Game Squad, and Game Chasers. And of course, I will put the links to each channel down in the description so you guys can check them out and help support them. But now I have to answer the question myself. So one of the main things, when thinking about this, what is the one thing that I have the most connection to? That really just kind of really started it all, if you ask me. And it's not the most expensive thing in my collection, but it's by far not even close. I got games that are worth a couple $100, machines behind me worth more, machines in front of me, it's PS5. But this one's really special to me because it was given to me by my grandma when I was very young. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was born in 87, I'm pretty sure I got around 90, 91. But I actually have my original NES. Oops, jeez. My original NES from when I was a kid. And I love this thing so much, I even bought a dust sleeve cover, basically, for this that was provided by, I think it was an Etsy seller at the time. But this is the one thing that over the years that I just can't get rid of. And of course, I never want to get rid of it because it reminds me of my grandma, which sounds corny and everything, but that's kind of the way it is. I did not want to sell this, and I even, like I said, I took the special precautions to make sure that I got something to cover it up. Now, why do I love this? Well, of course, this is one of the first things that got me started in video gaming. I think at the time when I was a kid, we had an Atari at the house. That was my mom's from when she was younger. And occasionally I'd play that. But I remember going to my uncle's house and a few friends' house, very, very young. God, I don't even know how old I was now. But my first gaming memories were on this NES and my other grandparents' NES that my uncle had. And it's just, I can root back my gaming history, my gaming start to this NES, and that's why I love this one so much. Like I said, it's not the most expensive things, but growing up, even when the newer systems were coming out, we were still playing NES. I remember our friends would come over. We had Jeopardy, I believe it was, a kid's version of Jeopardy, so it was easier for us to guess the answers and stuff. And we'd play, obviously Mario and Zelda, and tried to play Contra. We couldn't even really get past the second level in Contra, but we kept trying. And Mega Man and everything, and even when the Super Nintendo and the Segas came out, we were still playing NES at my house every once in a while. It wasn't until I got a Sega Genesis, and this thing probably got put in the cupboard for many, many years. Now, when I started collecting a few years back, I obviously did not want to go out and buy a new NES, or new to me NES, used online. But I decided that I wanted to get mine. So I remember going to I think at the time, it might even have been my grandma's house again, that we stored stuff. And I spent 2 hours digging through a closet with no air conditioning. It was like 90 degrees in there. And I was able to uncover my NES and my Sega Genesis from when I was a kid. There was no games. I couldn't find the games and stuff. I think over the years I either got rid of them or, God forbid, I probably threw them away. But I did hold on to the console itself. Now, like I said, one of my favorite games of all times has to be Super Mario Bros. 3. Even to this day, that one and Super Mario World, I make sure that I play that through once a year. And it just, like I said, it just kind of reminds me of being young again. Reminds me of my grandma. It just reminds me of playing games with friends. And just, God, it just... That's why I'm saying that, you know, if it came down to selling everything in my collection, I would obviously hold on to this. Because no matter what, I don't think this thing's going to be with me probably till the day I die. And then hopefully I can spread the knowledge enough onto my kids that they can hold on to it too. Because my kids actually love some retro games. Mainly like NBA Jam and stuff like that. But who knows, maybe Anakin will get the itch here. Or who knows, in a few years that some of these AAA titles are starting to not do very well. And maybe with the decline of that, these indie games will take off and retro gaming will become huge. Just because of the art style and everything. But like I said, this was over the past few years. I've invested some parts in this. Obviously, the 72 pin at one point was busted. Not boil it and repin it busted, like legit. Like I think I had one pin that was broken off of it. And let me just take this off while I'm talking. But I think over the year too, I had to replace the door on it because when I was a kid, we broke the door off. I just smile looking at this. So you can obviously tell that I think the door is a different shade. That was bought from Amazon. The 72 pin has been replaced, and at one point I wanted to really change the button so that way it lit up a different color, but after trying to mod several different NESs in the past for stuff like that, I really didn't want to risk breaking this one even farther, because unfortunately my Sega Genesis did over the years get busted. I had, like an idiot, bought a third-party, 5 games in 1 month, like multi-cart from AliExpress. Tried to put the game in there and I busted my Sega Genesis. It wouldn't be too much to repair, but the problem is that the time and effort would just be too much. The 72 pin itself would have to be desoldered, and there is like 100 solder points. It had to be desoldered and then a new one put in. And I honestly just kind of just like, I'm fine. I held on to the shell. I think I bust out. I just swapped out the circuit boards on the inside, and I called it good. That's why I'm afraid to actually work on this anymore, because it's perfect the way it is now. And yeah, just the fact that I'm telling you, that this was from my youth and I wanted to hold on to it. So there you go, guys. If I had to get rid of everything in my collection but only keep one thing, it'd be my childhood NES, and that's only because of the sentimental values and just the connection that I feel with it. I have connections with all my stuff around here in the games for the most part, but this is the one thing that when I look at it, I smile no matter what. So if those fellow channels that I challenged or tagged in this challenge would like to do this, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to try and get this guy rolling, guys. I know you're all super busy. If you can't do it, that's fine. Even if you don't even watch this video, because I'm down here at like whatever 2,000 subscribers, the bigger channels, and I know that Chris and Jose with both Omega and Big Family, love those guys and everything like that too. And they were just the random. They were just the random names that I saw on my subscription list, and I've recently been talking a lot with Jose, so I definitely had to tag him in this. And Chris, I haven't seen him do anything for a while. I know he's been very busy too, but if you guys can do it, you can do it. But that's all I got, guys. Make sure you tag 5 people if you do it, please. But there we go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below what's your one thing that you would keep out of your collection. The one thing, if you had to get rid of everything, that you would not sell or part with. And also, guys, if I did not tag you in this, please feel free to do this video as well, because I'd love to see it. Make sure that you tag me in it so that way I can see what you guys choose. So, as always, stay retro, my friends. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.